Areas of expertise. Knowing your limits defines your professionalism. As we move into the final phase of this course, we now focus on one of the most overlooked but most important concepts in real estate: knowing your areas of expertise. This section ties directly into everything we have discussed: agency, disclosure, supervision, and risk management. A license does not make an agent an expert in all things. It authorizes participation in real estate transactions, but it does not replace the need for specialized knowledge in areas such as legal interpretation, tax advice, construction, environmental hazards, or financing complexities. Under AAC R428-1101, licensees are required to exercise reasonable care, skill, and diligence. This includes recognizing when a situation falls outside their expertise and recommending that the client seek professional advice. Example: a buyer asks an agent whether a property qualifies for a specific tax benefit. Instead of guessing, the agent should recommend that the buyer consult with a tax professional. Providing incorrect advice could lead to liability. In 2026, with increased access to information and AI tools, the risk of overstepping expertise has grown. Just because information is available does not mean it should be interpreted or relied upon without proper qualifications. Authorized and unauthorized real estate activities, staying within the scope of your license. Closely tied to expertise is the concept of authorized versus unauthorized activity. Arizona law clearly defines what licensees can and cannot do within a real estate transaction. Authorized activities include listing and marketing property, negotiating contracts, assisting clients in buying or selling property, providing market information. Unauthorized activities include practicing law, e.g., drafting legal clauses beyond standard forms, providing tax or financial advice without proper credentials, performing licensed activities without a valid license. This is reinforced under ARS, paragraph 32-122, and ARS, paragraph 32-153, which address unlicensed activity and grounds for discipline. Example: an agent modifies a contract to include complex legal language without attorney review. If an issue arises, this may be considered unauthorized practice of law. The key principle is clear: stay within your lane, and when needed, bring in the appropriate professional. Company meetings, training, communication, and compliance culture. Company meetings are more than just updates. They are a critical tool for broker supervision and compliance. Under AAC R428-1103, brokers must ensure that agents are properly trained and informed. Regular meetings provide an opportunity to reinforce policies and procedures, review legal updates and rule changes, address common issues and violations, promote consistent practices across the brokerage. Example: a broker holds monthly meetings to review recent ADRI updates, discuss common compliance issues, and provide training on disclosure and contracts. This proactive approach reduces risk and strengthens the brokerage. In 2026, brokers are expected to create a culture of continuous learning where compliance is reinforced regularly, not just when issues arise. Credit reports, handling sensitive information. Responsibly, credit reports are often used in real estate transactions, particularly in rental and financing situations. However, they involve sensitive personal information and must be handled with care. Licensees must ensure that proper authorization is obtained before accessing a credit report. Information is kept confidential. Data is stored securely and disposed of properly. This ties into both professional conduct under AAC R428-1101 and broader privacy considerations. Example: an agent shares a tenant's credit report with a third party without authorization. This may create legal liability and violate privacy standards. In 2026, with increased data security concerns, brokers must implement policies to protect client information and ensure compliance with privacy laws. Disputes between sales associates. Internal conflict, external risk disputes between sales associates are common in real estate, particularly regarding commissions, procuring cause, or client relationships. While these disputes may seem internal, they can quickly escalate into larger issues if not handled properly. Brokers must establish clear procedures for resolving disputes, including documentation requirements, internal review processes, escalation procedures if needed. Example: two agents claim ownership of the same client and dispute entitlement to a commission. Without clear policies, the conflict escalates and disrupts the transaction. Under AAC R4281103, the broker is responsible for managing these situations and maintaining control over brokerage operations. The goal is resolution, not escalation. AAC R4281101, duties to client reinforced through expertise and conduct. This section brings us back to AAC R4281101, which serves as the foundation for professional conduct in Arizona real estate. The rule requires licensees to exercise reasonable care and diligence, protect and promote the client's interests, disclose material information, avoid misrepresentation. Understanding your area of expertise is directly tied to these duties. When agents operate outside their knowledge base, they risk violating these standards. Example: an agent provides inaccurate information about zoning or land use without verifying it. This may be considered a failure to exercise reasonable care. In 2026, ADRI continues to enforce this rule as a cornerstone of professional responsibility. Section Review: Bringing Expertise and Compliance Together. This section reinforces that professionalism is not just about what you know, it is about knowing what you don't know. We now see how everything connects. Expertise defines the limits of your role. Authorized activities define what you can legally do. Company meetings reinforce training and compliance. Sensitive information must be handled responsibly. Disputes must be managed internally. Professional conduct ties everything together. A successful broker creates an environment where agents operate confidently within their expertise and seek guidance when needed. As we move into the final wrap-up of this course, we will bring all sections together, reinforcing how supervision, policies, and compliance create a strong and successful brokerage. Online discussion: why is it important for agents to recognize their limits of expertise? Answer: because providing advice outside their expertise can lead to errors, misrepresentation, and liability under AAC R4281101. How do company meetings contribute to broker supervision? Answer: they provide training, reinforce policies, and ensure agents stay updated on laws and compliance requirements. Why must credit reports be handled carefully in real estate transactions? Answer: because they contain sensitive personal information that must be protected to avoid privacy violations and liability.